we're about 14 minutes late. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. My headphones literally
Hello guys,
stupid.
really sorry about that.
And to top it up,
we're about 14 minutes.
I had another window open, but yeah, sorry guys, these headphones didn't want to work for me, so I connect them and they wouldn't work. He cannot hear me, I cannot hear him, so yeah, we have to start from scratch. Right, so who do we have here? Who do we have the pleasure? Who do we have the pleasure of having?
Well, hey everybody, it's good
Jason.
to be here.
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate
it going? You all right?
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Good, man. Let's say hello to our audience who've been really waiting patiently with us. Who do we have here? We've got Montaj. Hello. We've got Walid Nazar. Salam. How's it going? By the way, Jason, salam means hello.
I know that.
Yeah, you knew that, right? Yeah, you probably did. Aziz, we've got Aziz. Hello. Abdesamad and Zidane. Right. So we have about 5 people live with us. I don't know what's going on. A bit of a low turnout, guys. Come on. Usually we have over 30, 40. What's happening?
The technical lag probably.
I know, right? Everybody ran away. Guys, do us a favor, because we want everybody to benefit. Please do us a favor and share this with everybody on groups. Give it some likes so that it pops up on YouTube, so that anybody who's on YouTube searching for Merch by Amazon can see it. And yeah, just share, because we want a lot of people to join us and ask us some questions, and hopefully everybody benefits, because Jason has a lot to talk about Merch by Amazon and printing demand in general. He is a guru on Etsy. He smashes it. So you lot are in for a nice treat. So you have to be here. You have to listen to what he's got to say, ask us questions, and share all this, right? Share this live. Everybody who's now on Facebook needs to see this live, all right? Okay, so we jumped to about 10 now. Perfect. Right, Jason, without further ado, take it away, man. Introduce yourself. The platform is all yours.
All right, I'm Jason Huesgen. I'm an entrepreneur, mainly print on demand. I've been doing it for a long time. Merch by Amazon specifically, I've been in since September 2015. I also run Print on Demand Mafia Group. It's growing rapidly. It's currently the #1 print on demand group on Google, so that's always fun. I've helped out with a couple of Etsy courses and Etsy books, and I'm on Etsy and KDP and Merch by Amazon and pretty much everywhere. I currently have 3 accounts with Merch by Amazon, one for me, one for my wife, and one for my kids' college. So 10,000, 1,000, and 100.
Just to clarify there, because some people might take it the wrong way. They think that you might have 3 accounts, they belong to you. So
no.
One for yourself, one for your wife, and one for your kids, because just for clarification's sake, you're not allowed to own more than 1 account to your name. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
Different bank accounts, different names.
Brilliant.
Different email addresses.
Awesome.
Yep. And I've been on Etsy for a while. I was actually on Etsy before it became popular, before Printful started doing their integration, when everybody was like, Etsy's bad, it'll never be anything. And I actually started it when Gear Bubble was the only one doing anything with it. So I've been around Etsy for a while. KDP, I'm starting to get into more. I had a concussion about 8 months ago, so it kind of put me back a little bit. But yeah, man, I love being an entrepreneur, love helping people. And I've been around a while. I was one of the first people to publicly take on the trademark trolls. And now that's become like a super big movement where there's thousands of people battling and changing the whole entire aspect of our profession. And that's what this is. It's a profession. You can call it a side hustle, whatever you want to, but the amount of work you put in, it's a job.
In a sense, yeah, that's right. It's how you take it, right?
Oh,
some people want to, a couple of $100 out of it. Some people want to get in with the thousands,
It's all about what you put in. I mean, if you want this to be a side hustle, print on demand or Merch by Amazon or whatever you do, and you want to make a couple $100 extra to go to the bar or to do on your hobby, you can do it. If you want to you're on a budget and you want to bump that up so you can pay a little bit extra groceries or vacation, you can do that. And I know a couple people, actually I know plenty of people that have been able to quit their 9 to 5 and they do it full time. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. It's all about how much you want it and how much you want to put into it, you know, but the key takeaway is not many people take action. And so that's the key point is you can get all the information in the world from all the different people, but if you don't use it and take action, I mean, you're not going to go anywhere.
100%, buddy. You hit the nail on the head right there, because, you know, I talk to so many people all the time. I put stuff out there on groups. I, you know, put stuff out there on YouTube, and then I get people asking me something really silly that I've just spoken about on a live, and it's like, dude, have you not been listening? Like, it's all about listening and then taking it away and implementing it. But then you're asking me the same question that you should have listened to on my live. And you said to me, when I say to them, have you listened to my live? They go, yeah, I have. Well, actually, I've mentioned it in my live and I've discussed it in detail. So why are you asking that question? So really, the key takeaway is a lot of people would listen to what we're saying now, right? And it's going to be gold information. We're not going to hide stuff that we use and that works for us. And unfortunately, 9 times out of people, right? 9 out of 10 people are going to not do anything about this information. They're not going to implement it. It's going to get in one ear and come out of the other ear.
Well, that's why I didn't.
Frustrating.
That's why I didn't mind when I was talking to you, telling you even the bad things. You know what? None of us are perfect. We all have peaks and we all have valleys, and that's what makes the journey and the success when you see or when you help people much more is that, you know, I'm not perfect. You know, I've made mistakes. I still make mistakes, and I learn from everybody and everything I do. You know. But that's another reason why I don't show my numbers. You know, I was in FBA before print on demand, which if people don't know what that is, that's fulfillment by Amazon.
Yeah.
Most people don't realize that most of Amazon's goods don't come from Amazon. They come from third-party sellers who buy something at discount somewhere else and send it into Amazon. And for a fee, Amazon will package it up, deal with all the customer service, kind of like Merch by Amazon, and send it to the customer. And I was in groups and people would share their numbers trying to motivate and push people up. And you'd have one of 3 groups. You would have one group sitting there that would start PMing and messaging hundreds of thousands of times. What's your secret? What's your secret? Give me your products. Give me your products, you know.
Yeah.
And then you would have some people that would congratulate you and they would be pumped by it. And then you'd have just as much as the first group, the third group sitting there going, oh yeah, you know, you think you're big stuff and, you know, you must be cheating the system and everything. So I learned really early that, you know, good intentions as far as showing people your numbers aren't always taken that way, because you know what, my journey is going to be different. I could show you since we're talking about print on demand, I could show you my exact niches. I could show you my exact listings. I could show you my exact shirts, but guess what? You may copy me and you may not see one bit of traction, because I was in September 2015. I've had longer to do certain things. I may know more intimate knowledge about that niche. I may have 100 shirts or 200 shirts in that niche, and you may have 1. So just because I show you my numbers or show you what you want to see doesn't mean you're going to be able to replicate it, because your journey is different than mine.
That's right. And you know, those people that will copy you, they're going to be always a step behind you. You're going to be always a step forward, right? You know, because you've been there, you've done it, you've got the, you know, the knowledge, you've got the assets behind it, you've got the designs, you've got the platform, you've got the customers. That's if you're in Etsy, you've got a brand, right? They're still catching up. They're still trying to do what you did 3 years ago. It's never going to work. People that are original are the ones that make, you know, make a dent in this market. It is murky waters, unfortunately, man. Nothing comes easy, you know. And I shared a post the other day on Instagram that says this: successful people are always willing to do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do.
Right. There's another really good one. It says that those who say they can't are usually surpassed by the people who did or who can. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, if you say you can't, then obviously you can't, because you've already eliminated every single chance you had. But by saying I can, you probably have 2%, 10%, 5%. If I say I'm going to be a billionaire in 10 years' time, there is a possibility, because my brain will focus on, becoming that or working towards that. I know it is silly to say that. It might seem impossible for a lot of people, right? But it is a possibility if you're working towards it, isn't it?
Right.
There's a probability you might get there. But if you say I can't, what does
You
that
never
mean?
will.
It never will, because you will not work towards that goal. Your brain is thinking away from that goal. Thinking, yeah, I'm going to be average. Yeah, I'm going to be collecting food stamps from the government. I'm going to be doing a 9 to 5, that kind of thing, right? So it's all about mindset, bro.
Well, the other thing I see when I see these posts, and I don't think many people realize what goes on the background of people who are influencers and stuff. I mean, I'm in probably, golly, I'm in way too many groups to list.
Yeah.
But every time I see one of these posts where somebody's sharing some of their numbers and stuff, like I said, my journey is different than yours. My knowledge level is different than yours. It doesn't mean that you can't be where other people are, where your level is, or where even some people are on tier 100,000. That doesn't mean that you can't follow our advice and stuff like that. It just means that, let's say I'm in the dog niche. Well, maybe I have. You being in the same thing and the same designs and same listing, you may not have the same amount of success because I've been there longer. I have a more involvement of the niche of the market. And my design eye might be different than your design eye. So my designs might be different. But the other thing I see on that, the flip side of that coin, and I've been a product of that before when I first started out, is you sometimes see these people and at first it motivates you. And then when you don't get the traction you want to get, then you get down on yourself and you go, okay, why am I not making numbers like that? I'm working just as hard. What's going on? What does he or she have that I don't have? And it kind of demotivates you to it sometimes. So, I try to help.
You know what I found out, right?
Yes, sir.
A lot of people, because I do coaching, right? And I do help people. I can't do it to everybody because it's just too time consuming. But from what I see, people say I work hard, and I ask this question: how hard do you work? 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day. That's not working hard, dude. That's merely waking up and taking and having a coffee. To me, that's not working hard. If you think you're working hard at something, look again, right? Look again in the mirror. 3-4 hours is not working hard. When you
unless that's all you have. If you're a working mother,
unless that's all you have,
yeah.
So what I say to people is, what is the maximum you can give? 10 hours a day, because you want to learn. You want to put in work in learning keyword strategy, learning pricing strategy, learning how to design, learning how to market your t-shirts. All of those things, they're not going to come with 1 hour work every day, right? Whatever you learn today in 1 hour, you probably will forget tomorrow. You have to invest your energy. You have to invest your passion in it. And that's the only way you're gonna see some real results. With 1-2 hours a day, you might see some $100 a month or something like that, because that's all you're putting into it, right? People really often don't realize how much work goes into it. They think, oh, I'm working hard and I'm doing everything I can. He's successful, I'm not. Well, do you know how much he works, right? You don't know, do you? No. Right? People see just the product of the shiny objects of 40k, 50k, 100k tier, but they don't see what's going on behind it, how much that person has had to work, how many sleepless nights, how much time and effort and energy it took for that person to learn the process, how many times he tried and failed, and he tried and failed and failed and failed 10 times, 20 times, then succeeded the 21st time. Most people give up too quickly. They give up in the first or the second or the third try, but they don't keep trying, Consistency is what works, man. That's what I say to people.
You know, when I'm posed with that question, whether it's a private message or a coaching or anything, is I ask how bad do you want it? You know, and here's the thing: is if you see a certain goal, all of us have different goals. Reason why we're doing this, okay? And so if you have that goal, and personal time is a big thing. It's a big thing for de-stressing and mental health. I understand that. Have your personal time, but schedule yourself a time and don't go over it. If you're sitting there wondering why you're not where you're at and you're consistently on your phone playing a game for an hour before bedtime, that's an hour you could have been, even if you're not listing, that's an hour you could have watched a video, you could have caught up on a course, you could have been looking things on Pinterest on your phone for ideas. If you're sitting down binge watching shows or going to the bar every weekend or playing games on your video game console or your phone, and you're asking yourself why you're not making the numbers other people are, you need to relook at your priorities. You know, what do you want? If you want this to sustain you and make money, you've got to put in the effort. You've got to put in the action. Okay. But if you're not going to, you have to look at your priorities. And that's what it boils down to. It's either you're going to do it and you're going to make time for it. Still have your personal time. I'm not saying that, but you have to make this a priority in a lot of ways every day to be doing something to move forward, or you're not going to go anywhere.
Exactly. And don't forget that when you first start, it's so hard, right? Because you have to build that momentum. You have to get those few first designs selling to tier up and all of that. But it gets easier and easier in a way because you know the process. You can make designs quickly. You can upload quickly. If you have a team, you can delegate some stuff for them to help you. It is a lot harder in the beginning when you don't understand how the game works. Wouldn't you agree, Jason? And then afterwards, you can relax a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, it was exciting and it was painstaking when I first started out. I would even say for the first year, okay? And here's the reason why is because Amazon was always changing things. First, it was the Wild Wild West, and then you were like trying to get traction. And I told you, I'm gonna share a little bit of my story, okay? I'm 10K tier, and yet I've been here since September 2015. Why should you listen to me? And I'm gonna tell you why you should listen to me, because I've done exactly what your listeners have done and your viewers and what my viewers have done. I've been at the high peaks. I've had a design that was sub 10,000 and selling like crazy, okay? Yeah. And then I've been at the very, very low where I haven't had anything sell for months, okay? I should be way higher than 10,000, but it's my own fault. And now, you know, back when they did a lot of throttling and they were changing things, I took it personal. You know, I was like, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing the same thing I was doing before. My keywords aren't working. My marketing isn't working. I'm getting 1 sale a day, 2 sales a day, or none. I went for a period of 3.5 weeks, Addie, with 0 goose egg. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing wrong? And I got in a pool of self-doubt and whether I should be doing this anymore or questioning everything that I'd learned and everything people had taught me. And then finally, I had to take myself out of the picture and sit there and go, okay, you have to realize a few things, Jason. Are you following what you know is right to do? Yes. Are your designs good? Yes. And I've asked other people, are my designs good? Okay, what are the variables then that this could be? And the variables is you can't control the market. Okay, you can't control what Amazon does. If Amazon tomorrow tells you you can't ever use the word dog, then you're not going to be able to use the word dog. It doesn't matter how much you jump up and down, you're not going to be able to do it. You've got to adapt. And once I realized that, hey, a t-shirt, because now we have more products, but back then we just had shirts.
Yeah.
A t-shirt is an impulse buy. Okay. People aren't going around going, oh my God, I need to buy a t-shirt today. I have to buy a t-shirt today. Where can I find it? They're buying it for a gift, or they're buying it for a special festival or for them to wear to show their personality or hobby. And so I had to realize that I had to take myself out of the picture and go back to what I can control. I can control putting good quality products out there. I can control my keywords and my research. And then once I picked myself back up and I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing this, and I pushed forward, I broke through that barrier that I created myself. And once I did that, I started seeing sales because I stopped doubting myself. I stopped doubting my skills, and I went with what I knew. And it shows you, you know, there are some really, really terrible designs out there. There are designs out there that have sub 20,000 BSRs that have grammatical errors.
Yes.
That have the worst kerning on the face of the planet. And that shows you that there's a buyer out there for anything. So if you think you have the worst design on the face of the planet, I guarantee you, you don't. Okay. And I had a meetup here in Raleigh with a bunch of people, and I shared them one of my shirts that I first designed myself, and it was the most grotesque thing I've ever seen. And it still sells, man.
Oh my God. We all have one of those, at least one of those that you think, why on earth would somebody buy this design? But they still buy it. And it's like somebody in, you know, first year of school has designed it, right?
That's what it literally
was. No eye for design, no eye for anything, and it's still like selling like hotcakes. It's crazy.
Right. Nothing lined up. It was terrible. Yeah. But the point is like I tell people in the mafia and people who message me and stuff, I've been where you've been. Okay. I've been where you're doing everything and you're trying hard and you're doing the things that everybody tells you to do and nothing's happening. And the thing I can tell you is if you keep pushing forward, you keep learning, you keep putting things up and trying and doing it over and over again, then you're gonna see results. You're gonna get what you put into it, but you have to keep going. You know, no matter how many times you get knocked down, get right back up. I've uploaded a shirt 6 different times, and when I loaded it up the 6th time, guess what? It's one of my best sellers now.
Exactly.
Like I said, you can't control the market. Maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe it didn't get in right viewers.
Here's the way I see it, right? You know, when you upload the shirt, some people see it, right? They scroll through it. You get like 100 people that look through it, and maybe 1 or 2 people like it and go, yeah, I'm going to buy it.
Yep.
And then if they don't buy it that right time, somebody else will come and take your spot. They will upload their design and yours will be buried. It will not show anymore, right? Because 100 people have seen it and it didn't make any sales. So Amazon will bury it. And if you do make a sale, you will start ranking up, right? Making 1 or 2 sales, you'll rank in page number 2 or 1, depending on how big the niche is, okay? And if you don't make that sale, it'll be buried and it will not keep showing, and it might sell in the future, it might not sell.
Yeah, I've had one that
show you, it's about luck, dude. It is 100% about luck. So I go with the mentality of upload as many designs, good quality design, acceptable quality designs, right? I'm not gonna say all my designs are illustrations that take 5 hours to design. No, some of them are, some of them aren't, right? Some of them are basic text designs, and everything sells, dude.
Yes,
everything sells.
There's a customer for everything. And you know, exactly. there's too many people I found, and again, I'm one of them that I used to do this. We overthink things. You know, we see things like Leak Designs. Okay. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I know who Leak Designs is. And I've had a talk with him, and I'm going to tell you what, that man has a team that works great for him. But guess what? If you do research on Amazon, that man has some deep pockets and he's running ads like crazy.
Yeah, of course.
You know, because he's built it up to where he can do that. So while you're seeing Leak is because he's built up a way to do it, and now he has a system.
It's a process, it's a system. Yeah.
Right. But if you look at it, you know, there's some people out there that just like text designs and they're going to buy that text design. There's some people out there that like just I know someone right now who's killing it, making more than me with just a simple curved text and a clip art and straight text underneath. Some people like that. Some people want the expressive typography, and some people want the crazy Teespring designs that are going to cost you like 90 to 120 to
Yeah.
get somebody to design for you. So I think in general, people who are having trouble is they're trying to compare
themselves with
themselves to
very,
something
very
else.
successful people
Right.
that have taken so long, 3, 4, 5 years of experience in merch by Amazon or in print on demand to get to where they are now. They're comparing themselves. They're in tier 10 thinking, oh, but they are at that level. I need to be at that level too. No, you don't. You start with baby steps, right? Learn how to crawl first before you can walk.
We were just talking about it before. You could go right now and you could see some of the most simplistic designs standing right next to some of the most gorgeous designs that are ranking just along with them. And the reason why is because that design resonated for a certain group of people, a certain group of the market, and they're buying it. And so do your research, put something out there, make sure it's quality. It doesn't have to be mosaic art, quality. But if you think it looks like crap, guess what? Someone else is probably going to think it looks like crap. And if you don't know, ask someone, your friends, ask your wife or ask your friends, or if you have a Facebook group and there's not people in the business with you in your Facebook group, put 2 or 3 shirts up and then go, hey, I designed these. Which one do you like the best?
Yeah.
And get things going like that. But
give it to your friends or family members, and just or what I like to do is I like to mix my designs with other designs, right? And I say to people, which one would you buy? Would you buy that one or that one? Which one? Tell me which one and why. That way you know how a customer would think about it. And what I say to people is always have the eye of the customer. Approach. I know you're going to be a bit biased, right? You're definitely going to be a bit biased and think your designs are better because you're speaking from passion and you've designed them or you paid for them a lot of money and you've uploaded them. So you're going to have a little bit of emotion towards those designs. Don't think
that's what you got to take out.
Business, man. Take out your emotion.
Yep.
Business is business, right? If your designs are crap, learn that your designs are crap, accept it, move on, right? Try and fix that issue. And it's business at the end of the day. Business as usual, right?
Right. And, everybody has those strengths and weaknesses. I'm not a designer. I work in the medical field. I'm a father of 2. I run a group. I coach people. I have my own business and stuff to do. I'm not a designer. I took a few courses on Photoshop and I watched a YouTube video and I did some for myself for a while. But then I was like, listen, I'm better at this, this, and this. I'm not so good at this. I know I'm not good at this. Let me
delegate that responsibility to somebody else and focus on what works for you and what you're good at and what you're passionate about. Don't try and do everything because you cannot.
I'm very good at conceptualization. So I can talk to my team and tell them exactly what I want, how I want it, and in colors and kerning. I can tell them everything I want to where it comes out exactly how I wish I could do it, but I can't do it.
Right.
And that's the thing. Sometimes we have to get out of our own way. We have to take the emotion out of it, realize what our limitations are, and find ways to overcome them. And a lot of times, what people are sitting right here. They're listening to us or will watch this replay that are sitting there looking at a design or have a list of research, and they're not going to put anything up because they're going to sit there and they're going to look at it for 2 days and go, well, I don't know. This design's already up. Or this.
That kind of thing. They don't take action. You can buy that guide or that guide or that guide or that niche bundle or that software or whatever. And if you don't know how to use it, and if you don't use it to the best of its potential, you're not going to be successful, right? Let's say Merch Informer, for example, is a tool. It's a great tool. I use it all the time. But a lot of people say to me, Adnan, I have Merch Informer, but I don't know how to use it. Well, Neil has put up so many tutorials. There are lots of tutorials out there. It's a fantastic tool, right? Learn how to use it, dude. Just learn how to use it. That's all.
I don't even use all of it. You don't have to use all of it. Use what's
there are lots
beneficial
of
to you.
ways. It's just a tool, like I said. Amazon. Do you know what my greatest tool? It's Amazon.
Yep.
The best tool that I use is actually Amazon. Going back to Amazon, you don't have to buy all these fancy tools. There are just tools that help you and facilitate that research process. But
Yep.
really, the essence is the same. You know, the goal is the same. The process is the same. What is it? Finding out where the demand is. In a nutshell, if we're talking in general, basic, general, top level, find where the demand is. Find out how you're going to satisfy that demand. Find out at what price you're going to come in. Find out what sort of designs that demand is going to like, and try and segregate that demand. So segment it. There's people that like this type of design. It is the same niche, right? But like
Yep.
you said, some people might like text design. Some people might like illustrations. Some people might like, artsy, fancy, smancy stuff that you have to pay a lot of money for, right? Know what the demand is, and write it down. Who is the person that's going to buy this design from me, right? And try and go deeper as well. So what could be their profession? Are they doctors, right?
Yep.
What could be their income level? Do they have their own business? Do they do they work for a big company and they earn a lot of money? They have a nice job. Do they what's their age? Are they 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, right? What's their gender? Man or woman? Kids?
You just nailed it on the head. And to go a little bit step further, people don't even take and capitalize what they have. If you have a doctor design for some reason, okay, and it sells, you have the same people that are going, oh, look, cats are selling, Siamese cats are selling. I should get in the cat Siamese niche, now. Well, guess what? You just had a certain doctor design made. What you should be doing now is seeing, okay,
digging deeper.
I have an ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor design that just sold. Holy crap. Let me make 10 more.
Let me make 5 more. Yeah. Make 10 more different designs, get into that niche, try and own part of that niche.
There you go.
What I see is it's a big cake, right?
Yep.
If the cake is worth 100%, what is your worth of that cake? Are you going to take the breadcrumbs, or are you going to take the whole cake, or are you going to take half of the cake? Do you want to just taste the cake, or do you want to keep taking from that cake, right? Do you want to have part of that cake? Do you want to have limitless cake, or do you want to have like just a little bit piece of the cake and then it disappears, right? You want to always stay in that niche and always dominate it. And that's what I say to people. You need to put your footprint in that niche, leave your footprint in that niche and dominate it, right? And the only way you're going to dominate it is by putting more designs in, winning designs, not crap, right? Put in some nice stuff that has some serious thoughts behind it, some serious research behind it, and always stay ahead of the competition. Okay.
Yeah, your own sales are your best knowledge of what to make next. And I have a shirt that didn't sell for 6 months, but I tell you what, once it sold, I put up more. And you don't need all these tools for that. If you have a unicorn shirt that's selling 2 or 3 a day, you know what? Make more unicorn shirts around that. And here's the other thing that does is I learned from experience. I have a shirt on a holiday that I was the only one in there, man. Only one in there. And it took off like crazy because it resonated with the people in that niche. Well, then I had like 100 overnight copycats. And someone dear to me told me when I first started out, he says, you screwed the pooch, Jason. I was like, what do you mean? He says, why didn't you put up 10, 20, 30 designs? He
Be your own competition.
Exactly. Be your own copycat competition. And they told me, you have a shirt that's selling well, capitalize on that, make more, put them up as different brands with different keywords and compete against yourself, and keep some of them out. And I didn't do it, but now I do. If I have a shirt that's selling well, I'm on the phone talking or Skype talking to my designer going, I need these today.
Yeah. And do you know what I do to smash the competition? I actually have lost leaders.
Mm.
I have some lost leaders that I intentionally want to just keep 1307.
Yeah.
So that nobody comes and touches my niche. You know, when you do the low to high, right?
Yeah.
You will only see my t-shirts in those niches. You will not see any other t-shirts with different brands, with different keywords, different designs, right? Nobody's going to come and touch it. And when a design takes off, I raise that price and then I replace it with another loss leader, dude.
Yep. And here's the thing. If you have a design, if you're doing your research and you're trying to be one of those people that changes just a little bit, and I know we're still talking about merch by Amazon and we have Etsy and other things to talk about. But if you're trying to make it a little bit different and they have a review, you're never going to gain traction because reviews are like gold to Amazon. Even if it's a 1-star review, they're going to sell.
Any review is good. Any review is good, and it's going to push your listing up a little bit. The algorithm loves reviews. They love a review.
Here's the other thing, though. I find a lot of people when I coach is never stop learning. Never. I don't know everything. I don't know anybody who does. The way you're doing keywords today may not be the way you're going to be doing keywords tomorrow. The way I do my listings, and I don't mind telling people a little bit about it, I do it differently now than I think most anybody does it, or anybody will tell people how to do it. And it's because of what I'm doing now, the way I've evolved. And for instance, my titles, I put what's on my shirt on the title. And here's the reason why is organic search may one day go away. If Amazon takes away organic search where they're promoting your shirt or showing your shirt tomorrow, what are you going to do? So I have a Twitter. I have an actual trademark clothing brand, okay? And I have a Twitter account. I have an Instagram account. I have a couple of Facebook fan pages, and I have a couple of Pinterest accounts, okay? And so when I put that design out there and people see that, I use Place It, by the way, for my live mock-ups.
Place It is awesome.
Right. When I put that out there, before I would do toward the algorithm, but now that I'm promoting my shirt out there, you know, in social media, no one's going to be looking for my shirt as funny coffee drinker shirt. They're going to go, oh, look, it says I love coffee. They're going to type that in there now. So now what I do is I put what's on my shirt, and then I also at the end, if there's enough room, I'll put the main niche or the sub niche or micro niche that I'm doing it for, and then I make my bullets and my bullets and my description basically how Amazon wants you to do. Describe who it's for, where they would wear it, and when they would wear it. And that's what I do. And I've seen more traction with that because, you know, some people are going to find my shirt via the algorithm. Other people are going to see my shirt from me promoting it out there and are going to type in exactly what I have on that shirt because that's what they're going to remember. And guess what? Here's the kicker. If that's not in your title and they don't find that for some reason, if it's not in your title or in your bullets, guess what? They're in the mind to buy that coffee shirt because they saw you had it. Now, if they can't find it, guess what? They're going to buy the next coffee shirt that they see that catches their eye, but they went looking for you.
But even better, some copycats that have come in and copied your design or improved it, right? They would put your phrase that's on the shirt that you haven't put yourself. They'll put it on their title. And when people search for it, because they see it on Pinterest or they see outside someone wearing it, they like it. Oh, let me check if it's on Amazon. They check if it's on Amazon. Guess what? You're not going to come up because you don't have that on your title. It's the copycat that copied your design that has been clever to put your to put the phrase on the title.
But see, that goes back to where I could tell people exactly what my niches are and stuff. But guess what? If you're not doing your social media and trying to drive traffic, then that strategy right there may not work for you.
Yeah,
you know, it's everybody's does something a little bit differently, and I think that's what makes print on demand and our groups and everybody so valuable because everybody has a piece of the pie or a piece of the puzzle, and you know what? Once it all comes together, but you got to constantly be learning. You've got to constantly be evolving and adapting. Yes, it's passive income. But it's actually semi-passive income. You've got to put in the work up front, and you've got to be willing to go back and re-look at things, reanalyze things.
Right.
If you haven't had a design that hasn't sold in 8 months, go back, redo the keywords the way Amazon likes it now. Go back with what you learned, what you know now that you didn't know back then, and apply it.
And change it.
And
a lot of people dwell on their past success, and I think you've been a victim to that. According to what you've mentioned, about your experience, a lot of people think, "Oh, I've been successful. I've been making all these amazing sales, but now I'm not successful. That's it. It's earthquake. That's it. It's like finished. No.
Yeah, doom and gloom.
Doom and gloom. It's not all doom and gloom. You need to, again, not be emotional. Think about it as a businessman and look at where the issue is, where the problem is, where does it lie, right? So Amazon have changed their algorithm. Great. They've throttled us. No problem. What else can I do to change my system, right, to be able to improve? What can I control now, right? So I can do more marketing. I can make better designs, better keywords. I can go in with quantity, right? A lot of people before, they never used to go with quantity. Right. And it's only until we started talking about it, go in with quantity. Now I see huge amounts of, shirts coming in at the same time in the new arrivals, right? And that's because people are getting in with quantity, right? People will only be able to compete is if they increase their numbers of uploads, right? I can upload 2,000. If you upload 5 and you're happy with that, then look again. But then again, it's all about, it's how what is your tier level. I'm not going to look down on anybody who's in tier 10 because we've all started there. But I'm just showing people the reality of the situation. It's the survival of the fittest. If you have 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, then you have more of a competitive edge from a numbers perspective, over somebody who's in tier 1, 100 or 500 in terms of numbers of designs that you can upload.
Well, I think you said it in another video. It was I think it was either you or Farsane. I can't remember. I have spotty memory sometimes because of this concussion. But someone said it best when they said, you know what, you're worried that you're on tier 500 or tier 1,000 or tier 10 and you're only getting 1 sale or 2 sale. Look at that person who's at tier 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000, and you see that they posted that they got 110 sales today or 230 sales. Well, guess what? They have thousands of other shirts that didn't sell.
Did not sell, yeah.
It is a numbers game. I forgot what the rule is, but there's a retail rule where the 80-20, where 20% of what you have is going to make up 80% of your product. You still have to, 80% of your profit. You still have to put out good stuff and keep doing it. But you know what? If you have 10,000 crappy designs, well, you have 10,000 designs to possibly catch the customer's eye. It's a numbers game, whether you own a store, whether you're doing print on demand, whether you're doing FBA, eBay, it's a numbers game. If you have 1,000 products up and someone has 10,000 products up, don't try to compare yourself. Try to ask you, okay, what can I do to get from here to the level he is so I can possibly see the same amount of success? Not, why am I not seeing the success he is?
Exactly. You've got to go through that journey. It is a journey at the end of the day, and we're still going through that journey, right? And there's people ahead of us in that journey, right? But they're not speaking about it. So there's some silent killers in this world, right, man? There's some really successful people, but they're not talking about it, and we don't see that, and it makes us look like dust. You know what I mean? So.
The other thing is, you see people asking questions, okay? And there's no dumb question to me. The only dumb question is the one you never ask, okay? Ignorance is not knowing something. Stupidity is knowing something and doing the direct opposite, okay?
Right.
If you see people say, oh, I don't know about trademarks, or oh, I don't know about copyright, or oh, I don't know about this. Well, guess what? That tells you what your limitation is. So you know what? take a day off from trying to get everything up there and learn everything you can about that niche, or learn everything you can about trademarks or copyright. The best thing I ever did, and I'm gonna call out Ken Reel right now, okay? Some people like him, some people don't. But the best thing that ever happened to me that I did for my business was I went and spoke to an attorney, okay? I take this as a business. I don't want to be sued. I want to know exactly what I want to do. There's so many of us that have different experiences and different knowledge level and have different people who have taught us or we have on our teams, but everybody asks a question that they really should be asking someone differently. You know, instead of taking the internet advice about, let's say, trademarks or tax, spend a little bit amount of money and time and go speak to a CPA, a certified professional accountant, okay, and find out exactly what you can and cannot do. Don't take my word for it or Joe Blow's word for it from one of the groups. Go speak to an accountant in your area for your country that knows your laws. If you want to know about trademark, what you can and can't do, go speak to an attorney. You know, I spent $300 on an attorney. Some people will go, oh, I'm not spending that. Well, guess what? How much money have you spent on courses, clip art, guides, fonts, designs? I learned more in the hour that I spent with my attorney, who's now become one of my friends and done my brands and everything else, than I did the whole first 2 years I was on merch, because I learned exactly what I can and can't do and what I shouldn't do or should do. And it's not, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of bad information out there that can get people in trouble. So if you value yourself and you value your business, go speak to an attorney, number one, that has intellectual property, preferably internet or e-commerce experience, and also go speak to an accountant. Invest in yourself. Invest in your business.
No, absolutely. Most people take these things lightly. They think, I'm not going to spend $300. But actually, it's that money, that $300, that could save you from your business collapse. Right? Your business could completely collapse, and your life with it as well. Because if a big, massive company sues you, you're gone, mate. You know, everything you own can go to dust, right? You know, you'll be settling in courts, you know, spending so much money in legal fees, and before you know it, you're in liquidation. So what's the point in trying to save the $300, you know, on something that's so important like this?
And guess what? The laws are always changing.
Yeah.
Here in the United States, we have 50 states. Well, guess what? Each state may have its own different law. So let's say you take somebody down and they're in Illinois and you're in Florida, okay? Well, you may be safe by what you did, but in Illinois, they may have a law that says something, and you're screwed. That's why you need to invest in yourself and have an attorney, have a tax person, because if you're going by somebody whose taxes are in Australia and you're in, or VAT in Australia and you're in Spain, or you're in the UK, you know, that it's going to be different for them than it is for you. You know,
exactly. So the takeaway from this is invest yourself, spend the right money in the right thing. Don't be shy from spending that money, because it might just be the thing that's going to save you from collapse. So let's switch it up a little bit and try and talk to people that, you know, that are not that successful in this business, because it is hard. And I know we've been through that. We've been through that journey. And, you know, we still remember how painful it was to get out of tier 10. It is really painful, because you don't have that. And I think it's even more painful now. I really do.
It's much harder. Much harder.
I think it's much harder now, because, you know, there's a lot of designs out there. The market can seem on the surface saturated, right? Because there's a lot more content creators. There's a lot more designs out there in the market, and the demand really is not getting any higher. So really, there's more designs in there, but the demand is pretty much the same. So some people are not going to get their designs found, and a small kind of number of people are going to sell the designs. So what do we say to them, Jason? What would be your best advice to people in the lower tiers, like on the 10th, on the 10 tier, 25 tier, and say 100, 500 tier?
Well, I
What
mean,
can they do in this Q4 to really change and up their game and up the ante?
well, I mean, there's a couple things. One is don't get discouraged. You know, you got to start off somewhere. Okay, so you've got to have the right mindset. That's key. You have to have the right mindset that you're going to be successful. This is something you're going to do, and you're going to do what it takes, whatever it takes, to get it done. Mindset is number one, most important.
Right.
Number two, you know, it's much harder. You know, you start off at tier 10. I started off, I think it was like tier 25, but then I went. You got tiered up. It took longer to get tiered up. You get tiered up pretty quickly now once you meet things. But if you're on tier 10 and you don't want to wait till 10 designs get sold or one design gets sold and everything, buy it yourself. You know, find some friends or family that will buy your shirt. Okay. If you're at a church or athletic group, make a design for them, put it up as a private link, and, you know, take the hit. You can write it as a tax write-off in most places. You know, find other different ways that you could wedge yourself in there. You know, when you're at tier 10, tier 100, and 500 even, you shouldn't be worried about making profit. You know, it's okay to. I'm not telling you to put your designs at the lowest possible price they can be, but you're just like an intern right now. Okay, you're learning the ropes. Okay, you definitely learn the terms of service. So many people don't look at the terms of service and they go, "Why was I terminated?" When you start something new, you look at the manual. Okay, exactly. You got to learn how it operates, and so you should be
do, what you shouldn't do.
Right, you should be taking in as much information as possible that you can. Soak it all up. You know,
I would say before you start designing, before you put any design up on Amazon, make sure you live, breathe, you know, swallow, eat the manual.
Yes.
Learn it by heart. You need to know it by heart. Otherwise, you will make a mistake. And the first mistake might be a small mistake. The second mistake might be a big mistake. And there you go. Your Merch by Amazon account is up in smokes.
And here's the thing. If you're in a lower tier, you have to guard your account with your entire life, because
that's the element between you and Amazon.
Right. They're gonna put the terminate button on you quicker than they will me or Adnan, because we've built up trust. You know, I've had almost 200 rejections in one day because I accidentally uploaded something to the UK market. Okay. And my intentions were honorable. My design was honorable, but it could be perceived by something else. And I was fine. You could get 2 or 3 rejections at the lower tiers and you're gone. Okay. Yeah. Learn the terms of service. Not only that, if you're in the tier 10 or tier 25 or tier 100 right now, you should be going to read those terms of service right after this, because guess what? People keep asking us, what do I do? What do I make? Well, guess what? There's a section in there that tells you exactly what to make. It tells you that big, bold, readable fonts with high contrast is what Amazon wants and what customer wants. It tells you that typically distressed designs are popular. There's a section in there that tells you what typically works. Now, does that change? Yes, it does. Is that something I go by now? No. But when you're new, there's your key to get in right there. It tells you exactly what Amazon wants and what they think the customer wants. And here's the thing about Amazon. It's their platform. So when you're starting out, follow the rules.
They know. Everything is driven by sales, right? They know. Do you know why they brought out that, talking about the data now is so important? Do you know why they brought out the ban on rose gold and metallic and anything textured in pop sockets? Because their data tells them there was an unusually high return for those kind of pop sockets, and people were complaining that actually they didn't look, on the pop socket didn't look the same as it looks in the picture. So therefore, they were like, okay, stop. They pulled the plug on rose gold, metallic, foil, gold, all those kind of terms. And that's the thing. They know their business. They know exactly what works, what doesn't work. If they tell you black color sells better, it really does sells better than any other color. And that's true. If I look at my sales, the black color constitutes at least over 50% of my sales. At least, right? If they tell you standard shirt sells better than premium, yes, it does, 100%. You will never sell more premiums than standards. Fact, right? So what they tell you, you should go by it and then work out other bits and pieces along the way. But start with what they tell you first.
Yeah, the terms of service, if you're a new person, should be your go-to. It's like, excuse me for getting religious, for the people who are religious, that's your Bible for print on demand for Amazon, is the terms of service, okay? And anytime they make a shop update, or I mean a dashboard update, and they give us a message, I'll be honest, I go back and I read everything all over again to see if they've changed anything else. You know, your terms of service is your Bible, your guide, your walkthrough for print on demand. Would you anytime, but especially when you're the lower tiers.
Right.
But you want to talk a little bit about Etsy?
From Merch Public School.
Yeah.
Our brother Samir Farsan, you know him, right?
Yep.
He's a leader as well. He's my fellow mercher. Love him to bits. My guy, my man. Let's put his question up. Adnan and Jason, being influencers and group leaders, do you find that motivating others helps boost your own motivation by pressuring you to succeed, to maintain that role model expectation? What are your thoughts on this?
Yes and no. You know, one of the coolest things about print on demand is I sit back, yeah, the money's good and everything, but the idea that somebody's wearing your shirt, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, it makes you stoked because you've made someone happy. As far as being influencers and motivators, you know what? I want to make sure, I don't know if I've never been good at playing the light game. I'm not going to be part of the clique. I'm not going to be part of the popular. I'm going to be the little rebel. I'm going to try things and do things that other people may not like, because guess what? There's always going to be people who aren't going to like you, okay? But as an influencer and motivator, I don't want to do something or tell somebody something that's going to hurt them trying to make their dream or their goals come true. There's some of us that do this for a hobby. There's some of us do it for a full time. Well, guess what? There's a single mom out there, or a single dad, or somebody who's lost their job that are working hard, listening to us right now, and they're counting on what we say, and they're trusting us, you know? So I say my motivation to keep doing well and keep learning is not only for me and my family, but also to make sure that I give the best possible chances to anybody who listens to me or reads my posts, a chance to achieve success. And you know what? I have people that I have coached, that I've talked to, that do way better than me. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I'm not trying to compete with the other influencers like you or the RJs of the world or Fernandos in the world. I'm me. And the people who I talk to and people who hear from me, I want to help them. And if I slip up and I do something that causes harm to another person's chances of achieving their goals or dreams, then that's going to devastate me, because that's something I could have prevented. You know, I can't make people take action. I can't make people listen to me or prescribe to how I do things, but there's somebody out there who will. And
you know what? This is honorable, because a lot of people have the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Better than me or you or anybody that we see in the YouTube community, right? Or Facebook, but they're not willing to share it because they think that it's going to decrease their wealth. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just saying people like this, they do exist. It's part of life, part of reality. It is what it is, right? There's some people that know that they have a good knowledge, but they're not willing to share it. And it's a shame, because I really truly believe that there's abundance in wealth. There's abundance of resources in the world. And I'm religious, and you know, being a Muslim, I believe that only God has control over what I am to get and what I am not to get. If God wants me to have something, I will have it no matter what anybody else says or whatever anybody else does to me. To not have it, I will still get it, right? It's my share in life. So you go ahead and do whatever you want to do to try and stop that, wealth from coming to me. You won't succeed. So when I go with this understanding and with this attitude, right, I'm happy. It's great. I don't care about what anybody else does or says or tries to damage my reputation or whatever, right? It is what it is. And another part is I want to help truly, because people really need that help, man. If you think about it, you're in the US, I'm in the UK, right? On the face of it, it is happy life, the American dream, the UK dream, right? But there's people in Syria, there's people in Iraq, there's people in Lebanon, in Libya, in Morocco. They don't have the luxuries we have, right? And what I mean by the luxuries we have, it's that opportunity of getting a job. It is so much harder there, dude. So much harder to get a job. Are you talking about getting a job in, Palestine or Syria? No chance, right? I don't want to get political, but that's the reality. Because it makes me sad to hear this. It really, really makes me sad to hear people are struggling to find some source of income. To them, $200 a month it's like that's their dream money, right? It would feed them, their family, it would pay their rent, it would make them so happy, it would give them shelter. But we don't think about it like this. We think we want thousands of dollars. If I help somebody feed their family, dude, I am over the moon.
That's my key answer to far saying is, you know what, I don't feel pressure to be a role model or anything like that. I know some people are going to look at me right now and go, you know what, he's wrong, he's stupid. Those aren't the people who I'm talking to. What motivates me is, number one, not letting people down who trust me or who are listening to me that I'm advising to. But when I get a message or I get a post to saying, you know what, Jason, something you said resonated with me, or hey, I did something that you said or I used to do and I forgot and you brought it back up and I was able to see this, I was able to do this. You know what? That's what keeps me going. That's what gets me through when I'm feeling down about myself or when I do something wrong or anything, is what we say and what we do, good or bad, in this life and in this business and as influencers, is going to affect somebody. If you're positive and you put the best things forward and you're trying to help people, then guess what? That ripple goes out and maybe somebody else will help somebody else and it'll keep going. But if you're trying to get by with people and just make money off of people and take advantage of people, then you're going to hurt people, man. And guess what? Whether that affects your consciousness or not, guess what? That's going to hurt the people that they love and other people, and it's going to snowball. Not to get religious or anything, man, but this world is crazy. Excuse me for my language. Screwed up. I was going to say effed up.
Yeah, no,
you're right, because we're on YouTube. Crazy screwed up. So if you can do anything positive, it makes a difference. And I see that from day to day when people message me about what they're doing. And that's what motivates me is
Guys,
not messing up people's life and making a positive.
If you're listening and this resonates with you, right? Say I in the comments. We have about 28 people right now, and we've been holding this audience and they're interested in what we have to say. Please do say I, because this is so important for people to hear. They need to really know what the world is like, right? And even from our perspective, for me, I want to keep my head held high. If I'm going through some crazy stuff, I don't want to share it with people. I want to maintain that positive attitude, right? We all have personal lives, man. We all go through, terrible things. As influencers, you want to maintain that positive energy, right? You want to instill confidence in your people that follow you, because it is a responsibility. I really do believe it is a responsibility in your hands.
Have you ever seen any drama in my group?
No.
It's a family.
I don't allow that drama. I don't allow it. Anybody who creates drama, Goodbye. See you later. We want to be positive. We want to, you know, keep everybody positive, and the end goal is to make people get something out of this. You know, a good life that's going to help them, their family, their kids. If they're struggling, they're not going to be struggling anymore. It is an opportunity, right? If I show you my phone, Jason, I have hundreds of messages every single day. I swear to God, I spend about 60 to 70% of my time answering people's messages.
And still doing your business on.
And I'm still, my business is only 20, 30%, right? People don't see that behind the scenes, my friend. They don't, right?
Well,
And then you get somebody saying, oh, you charge for coaching. I thought everything is free. Yeah, dude, how am I going to eat? Right? If I'm neglecting my business, to be able to fund this channel, buy the tools for it, find the time, neglect my business, all of those things, and then you moan that I threw in an affiliate link that's gonna probably make me 50 cents. Do you know what I mean? Well, a lot of people don't know what the reality of being an influencer, and part of the reason why, and I think we had that conversation, I said bye-bye to YouTube. I said goodbye to YouTube and goodbye to social media because I could not take the negativity anymore. People are so out of touch with what it means to be an influencer and to help people. And, you know, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing for you. If you don't have at first, I couldn't take it. The fact that people are not happy whatever you do. There is always going to be people that are happy with what you do, but there's some people that don't see the reality of it. Right? They don't see how you're trying your best and you're only a one-man show. You're running 4 groups, 2 YouTube channels, 2 Instagram accounts, Pinterest, Twitter, answering people's messages, doing coaching, doing your business, having a life, your family, your kid, all of those things. Dude, I'm responding to messages when I'm having family time with my wife. She goes...
I've responded to people while I've been on the toilet, and I don't mind saying that because I have time. Like, yeah,
and that's not like we're saying we're doing people a favor. We're not. We're just trying to show people the reality of what it is. Like, if somebody says, Adnan, why are you not answering your phone? Dude, I've had 100 people message me at the same time. I cannot answer everybody at the same time. They are on their own, sitting there waiting for my answer, whilst I am typing to 100 different people at the same time, trying to play catch up with my messages.
Yeah,
people don't see it this way.
The one thing I wish some people would understand about being influencers and motivators is I've helped a lot of people. A lot of people have helped me. I would love to do this full time. Think about how many people we could help if we do this full time, but we have to be able to make an income and stuff. That doesn't mean I'm going to charge ridiculous prices for things. But I had someone who used to hate affiliate links actually turn around because I told him, I said, listen, and if I'm not getting rich off affiliate links, I'm not promoting everything that comes to me. If you looked at my computer, I have maybe 20 or 30 different courses or programs across the span of print on demand that I've not shown people.
Because you don't believe it's right for them.
Right. If people, and most people don't realize, some of these people will let us test the stuff for free. Some of them will charge us half. Some of us will make them pay whole. I've lost money. There's a tool out there right now that I said, no, I'm not going to promote my group. Why? Because they won't let me take a look at it. And to me, that put me off and said, if you won't let me take a look at it to make sure you're not scamming people or people in my group, then I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it. Well, guess what? Everybody else is doing it.
Be able to recommend it and review it. You've got to test it yourself. You've got to test it yourself to make sure that it works.
And most
that it works and you use it yourself, that's when you promote it to other people.
Yeah, right. And most of the affiliate links are this. In the old days, most business was done like on the golf course or in the bar or something. And if I had a product, I would come to you, Adnan, as we're swinging golf or whatever, and say, listen, I have something your clients are going to love. And you would say, hey, let me take a look at it. And if my clients would like it, then, you know, I'll let them show it to you. Simple. And then you would say, okay, if you do this, I'll scratch your back later on. That's what an affiliate link is nowadays. It's not on the golf course. It's, hey, because you're going to show this to your clientele or your members, I'm going to give you a little kickback. Well, guess what? That kickback most of the time is only 10% or 20% or whatever. Yeah. But guess what? I don't know about other people, but I'm using that to fund the next thing that I'm testing out, and the next thing I'm testing out. So when you see affiliate links, I'm not getting rich, man. I'm not even paying my bills. You know what? What's paying my bills if I do this full time would be my business.
It is my business that pays the bills. Right. Trust me, dude. I pay, like, I fund what I'm doing right now mainly with my business. The coaching doesn't pay for it, right? I say to people, I cannot coach you now because I don't have time. I literally don't have time, right? Being on air right now, we're not selling anybody any course or anything. We're just trying to have a chat, a heart-to-heart chat, trying to be real with people and saying, this is how it is. I'm not promoting my website. I've got a website. I'm not promoting it. You're not promoting anything, right? We're not promoting anything. We don't want to. We're doing it mainly for the love of doing it, because we love to help people. The reason why I came back from that, little
sabbatical
bit of downtime that I had from YouTube is because I love helping people, man. I really love helping people. I'm passionate about it. I feel great when I've helped somebody and they said, Adnan, I've made sales because of you. I've listened to what you had to say and I loved it. And I went ahead and implemented it and I saw some results. Not everybody is going to see results. Let's be real. Not everybody is going to see results straight away. Not everybody is going to see results altogether. But there is a portion of people that take action, that work hard, that use their intelligence, that use their brain a little bit, that are independent and go out and add 1 + 1 = 2, and they do the work for it, and they have sleepless nights and work hard. They're the ones that are going to see the results, right? The formula works for everybody, but you've got to come in with your own effort as well. You can't just expect everything to work for you.
Well, and here's the other thing that people don't realize, and I wish people would, is if you clicked on affiliate link, that's basically you saying, hey, thanks bro for showing this to me. Cool. I want to give you a little bit of respect and make sure I say thanks. But here's the thing: if you don't want to click it, man, you can go to Google and type in the same different address, and there's no affiliate link. And either way, it doesn't matter to me as long as it's helping you. But guess what? It helps me grow the channel. It helps me provide you other products and other tools and other guests and different things like that.
Plan, right? My plan is I want to have a team working with me on this YouTube channel. I want to grow it. I want to do tutorials literally once every 2 days for people for free, right?
But that takes money to grow.
It takes a day to actually make a tutorial, edit it, and put it on YouTube and promote it. Literally a day. It's not easy peasy. The reason why I'm getting into lives these days is because they're a lot easier to actually do, right? It takes about 2 hours of your time, creating the live, promoting it on YouTube, on Facebook and YouTube and other social media, and actually recording the live, talking live to people, and that's it. It ends there. But with a pre-recorded video, dude, it is a pain. It is a pain. You have to record it, think about the material, do a screen share, put everything into your video editing software. I record in 4K, it's very, very intensive on the machine. It's very resource intensive, takes a lot of time. So all of these things added together, right? We cannot do everything all at once, man. Right? And we have to find a way to fund it. And I don't even say to people, hey, give me a super chat. I have super chat enabled. I've never, ever, ever mentioned it. I don't want to. I'm not going to ask for money from people, right? If people want to listen to what we have to say, great. That's all we want. And the positive energy, that is literally all I'm asking for.
Yes.
And actually go ahead and do it. Don't make me waste my time, because you're wasting my time if what I'm saying to you, you listen to it, but you don't act upon it, right? I'm telling you what's worked for me in this platform over 2 years of experience. You have more experience than me in the platform. We're saying all of these things and you don't do anything about it. You just go ahead and then later on you message me on private and you tell me, how do I get out of tier 10? Please help me. I have a merch account. Dude, have you not listened?
These live videos,
Huh?
these live videos are so much easier. I wish people would know, when you're doing regular videos, it's much easier and you're not as nervous talking to somebody else. But when you're talking to that camera, dude, you screw up so many times because you know in your head what you want to say, and then when you hit that record button, I can't tell you how many times I've gone, oh god, and then started over. 14, 15 times, or you get into it 30 minutes into it and you don't really want to edit it and you say something stupid and you have to start all over again. It's good. But let's talk about Etsy. What do you want to know about Etsy?
Go on.
Well,
dude, by the way, the conversation is flowing. It's crazy. It's already an hour and 15 minutes. It did not feel like it. No. It really didn't feel like it. And the audience has stayed with us. We've got about 29 live right now with us. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Absolutely amazing. While you're there, give us some likes.
Ask questions.
Smash that like button because we want to rank this video higher, guys. Help us to help you and share with even more people so that they can watch the live. If they can't catch the live while we are live, they can catch the replay. At least they know that we have done this live and they know about it. Right.
Ask questions. I'll answer pretty much anything.
Some people have already asked questions. What do you think? Should we answer the questions real quick and then jump onto Etsy? So like really top level answering questions? So
yeah, let's do a little bit of asking questions, and then we'll do a little bit of Etsy. And
some people have already asked their questions. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Why getting accepted on Merch by Amazon is so hard?
You want to take it? You want me to? You want me to?
Yeah, let's go. Go for it.
All right. So the reason why it's so hard is twofold. You know, they don't want just anybody on there. You know, they want someone who's going to follow the rules, who's going to respect and treat the customers the way Amazon's going to treat the customers. You know, the customer is first to Amazon and we're second. We're expendable. Okay. The customer isn't. All right. So they want to make sure that they're getting the right people in. Over the past couple of years, man, they've let people in at times a lot looser, and it's caused trouble. We have a very big trouble with China and Vietnam. Yeah. If you're from one of those countries and you're doing honest things, I'm not talking about you, okay? But when they were looser, it caused some issues, okay? And so they're going to be tight with who they're going to let in. You know, they're not just going to let anybody in. But you know what? There's things you can do. If you're serious about it and everything, then make yourself a free Wix site or post on some other platforms like Etsy or Redbubble and everything. And then when you apply, be honest. Say, listen, I want to join Amazon because Amazon is a great platform that has great customers, and I want to be a part of what Amazon is doing. You know, and I'm going to make sure that I give the customer what they want and be responsive to the needs of the market and follow the rules that you set forth. You want to be professional. If you have grammatical errors in there and you're trying to talk to Amazon, that's a red flag. You don't tell them what you want from Amazon. Tell them what you can give, what you can provide value to them.
Bring to the platform. That's right. And I believe that they've started to profile people based on which country they're from. So I get a lot of my Arab brothers complaining that they're not accepting their applications. And that's because they profile your behavior in Merch by Amazon. If you're from a certain country and you're not following the rules, you're getting your accounts terminated so much, you know, you're not doing the basics, then they start saying, okay, we're not going to start accepting these people from these countries because of so and so and so. Maybe we're going to give them a smaller quota, right? Yep. So if you know, before they were accepting, say, about, you know, 30%, 40% of the applicants from certain countries, now they're only going to give them 10%. This is what I believe. This is, if I had the business, this is how I would run it. Nobody knows exactly what it is, but I believe this is how they're doing it based on the feedback that we're getting from people.
With that right there, then if you're listening to this right now and you're not on Merch by Amazon and you've not been one of those people that have been kicked off, there's things you can do for that. You know, since you know that that's happening, you may be in a country or a province that it's happening, you need to put your best foot forward. So that's what you do, is you go find a free or a low-cost website, get some designs made.
Website free.
Get some designs made that have absolutely no copyright, no nothing. Have people look over them and say, look, does this infringe on anything? Have them up there, okay? Have it open for like a good 20, 30 days or something like that, so they can see that and put forth your best foot. Tell them why you want to be part of that, and give them some place where they can go, where they can see the type of stuff you're going to provide. And that's what you're going to have to do. Unfortunately, it is harder for people not in the United States right now to get accepted in Merch by Amazon, and it's because some bad apples have ruined it for everybody else.
That's right. But having said that, sometimes you'll get in with grammatical errors without a website, without even a letter. So,
but I wouldn't do that.
It is luck sometimes. I've got to say, it is luck. Some people have been accepted with everything that you're saying, the opposite. No website, no good letter. Yeah. So it is luck.
I'll take the chance.
Your luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, I'm in tier 25 with 20 sales. I have 0 sales on 7 slots for Halloween. Can I delete it for working on Thanksgiving? What would you say? This is a question from Aziz Buzdud.
So you have 7 slots.
Let me put up the question again.
0 sales on 7 slots. I don't know really what he means by he has 0 sales on 7 slots, but if you're in tier 25 with 20 sales, once they tier up again, you should tier up. You know, how many designs? You need to make sure that you have all your designs full. If you don't, do that. But if you're not getting any traction on Halloween designs and you're a lower tier, you know what? Yeah, you could go for Thanksgiving. I typically tell people that you want to design for stuff 90 days out. Okay, you need to make sure that you have enough time to get your design properly indexed, and for Amazon to properly put you in the catalog, you know, fully. And Halloween, if you're not seeing traction with Halloween right now, you might not. What I would do is keep your Halloween shirts up and look at some of the other shirts that maybe haven't sold and get rid of those. I would focus on trends and holidays. If you have Halloween shirts up, get rid of some of the ones that aren't trend or holiday if you're in the lower tier, but definitely start working on Thanksgiving. You should have already been working on Thanksgiving, honestly.
Yeah. People are uploading for Christmas now because you can upload so far in advance now, whereas before it was only 90 days. Now you've got 105 days.
Since you're not in this country, I'm going to tell you something that's going to be of value, okay? The United States is holiday crazy, okay? There's a store called Costco here. They just opened up one in China and it went freaking nuts. Right. But my wife went to Costco the other day and she came back and she says, Jason is crazy. And she showed me a picture. And guess what? All on the same aisle, there was Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's already out. So you've got to look at it. There's major market and retail spaces in the United States right now that are already showing things 2 and 3 holidays out. So that should tell you that you should also be doing the same. If people are buying Christmas and New Year's stuff right now in retail stores, then you need to get up Christmas and New Year's designs also.
One thing I would add to it, and a lot of people miss this trick, is they upload their designs 90 days in advance, right? They don't sell, and then they move on to the next holiday. What I do instead is I would upload while the trend is hot, because if I upload while the trend is hot, people are flowing into the marketplace like crazy. The demand is really high. That niche is really hot. I might catch a little bit of momentum. There is a little bit of, you know, possibility or probability I might sell some t-shirts. So I go against what everybody else does, and I would just put up some designs while the trend is hot, or maybe just before it starts or whatever. Because if you don't sell 3 months in advance, you will not sell, because other people will come in and you will be buried in a sea of results. Right? You're AMS.
It also depends about your niche and the holiday.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to put up Christmas shirts 2 weeks before Christmas, get out of here. Yeah. Unless you're going to send a lot of ads, unless you're going to spend a lot of ads in.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Next question. I started in 15th of the 8th, 2018. By the end of the year, I was in tier 1000. Well done. But I was working 18 hours a day. That's a lot. 18 hours every day. Siri is saying, I'm not sure I understand. That's Siri talking. To learn everything, even it was my first time touching Photoshop. Okay.
I think that's just a comment. Yeah. Huh? I think
that's amazing. Hard work pays off.
Good job. Yeah.
It'd be great to see what your results are now, based on that hard work. So next, is this a question? So I have to learn MBA and Photoshop, and I did by my God help first and my so hard. Okay, great, fantastic.
Yeah, good job. Yeah.
And yeah, this is building on what we're talking about. And now working 8 to 10 hours per day. So AS4 Entertainment started working really, really hard, gave it all they've got. I don't know whether it's a man or a woman. And they saw some results. Now they leaned back a little bit and things are working for them fine. And they're not putting in as much time. And for a lot of people, 8 to 10 hours per day seems quite a lot, right? But it's not to me. 8 to 10 hours, it's a walk in the park. It's like, you know, I drink coffee and 8-10 hours is gone.
Don't try to do everything in one day. Yeah. If you're trying to research, design, market, and upload, you may be able to do it, but you're going to burn out. You know what? You have a full week until you get a good system or a team behind you. Pick one day to do a knowledge. Pick one day to research. Pick one day to design. Pick one day to upload. Make yourself a workflow. You know, make yourself a business plan, a workflow, and stick to it.
Right. Merge Public School. This is Samir Farsan. The testimonies of people who bought your course are the best answers to those who doubt your legitimacy. Yeah, exactly, my friend. Exactly.
And even still,
Ryan is saying, "Well, do we have 13 dislikes already? 13 dislikes? What the hell is wrong with people?"
I could probably guess. I could probably guess where those are from too. But
yeah. Do you know what? It's fine. It's fine, dude. It's okay. It's all cool. Sometimes I just put up a video that I'm going live, and then already you get like 1-2 dislikes straight away. It's like, you turn on the notification just to give me a dislike? Really? Do you think it's gonna impact me in any way, shape, or form? Dude, you're gonna die in your hatred. That's what I'm gonna say to these people, right?
No, so here's what I say. You know what? The thing that makes people like that more mad than anything, go ahead, do it. If it makes you happy, and makes you feel good about yourself for disliking,
let me tell you,
people, go ahead, because guess what? I want you to be happy. I want to help you be happy. So go ahead and dislike me.
That's all well and good, but they think they're doing something bad, right? To you. Actually, it's good, because the way engagements works with YouTube is any feedback is good. A like or a dislike is the same, right?
Look at Miley Cyrus.
Likes or dislikes, but it ranks your video higher. So if you give me a dislike, it doesn't matter, dude.
Look at Miley Cyrus.
I'm smiling. Can you see that? Hey, I'm smiling, dude. Right?
Miley Cyrus.
Smiling. You're gonna die in your hatred.
Miley Cyrus went on national television riding an inflatable penis at a show one day with a bald head and everything, and the media hated her. And now look at her; she's like on the top of the world and everything. So you know do what makes you happy. If it makes you happy to dislike, go ahead, be happy.
Yeah, exactly. A question from Ryan A. Raymond. My man. By the way, guys, Ryan A. Raymond has got a amazing YouTube channel. He is a super content creator. He creates content like every single day. Flood him with your subscriptions. You know, I'm all about promoting good people that I believe add value to this amazing community, right? And yeah, he does amazing work. Please go flood his channel. Question from Ryan. How do I break out of tier 4K? But in all seriousness, if you could pick one reason you still do merch, what would it be? What is that one thing that drives you to not stop ever? Do you want to start? I've got an answer for this, but if you want to start, I'll go after you.
Yeah. I mean, it's simple. You know, the reason why I don't stop influencing is for the people I help. If I have 100 people that don't like what I say, but it helps that one single mom or single dad or that one person struggling with a chronic disease or who lost their job, that makes it all worth it. That makes me keep going past all the haters as far as influencing. As far as my business and everything, man, nothing's guaranteed tomorrow. My job could be taken away tomorrow. Everything could be taken away from tomorrow, but I have kids. And, you know, my job when you have kids, it's no longer about you, man. It's about them. And you know what? I'm going to do my best to provide my kids with a better life than what I had and to teach them the values and morals so that maybe they can go out and they could be better people and change the world. You know, I'm not vain to know that they will, but maybe they'll touch some people's lives. And so I'm going to do my best to provide for them the best I can. And that's why I continue doing my business. That's what keeps me going when times are bad is my kid comes, gives me a hug. I have a 7-year-old that sits there and goes, Daddy, go put up shirts. You haven't put up shirts today. And you know, how can you say no to that? So my family keeps me going in my business. And then people who I'm helping make better lives for themselves keep me going as an influencer.
Amazing, bro. You've hit the nail on the head right there. I don't know what to add to it. I would just say the reason why I keep doing merch, I have other businesses. I have a digital marketing agency, Shopify, FBA, Etsy. I have my own cosmetics brand, lots of different things that I'm involved in, affiliate marketing, literally. I have other people running it for me, so I do get help. But as far as merch by Amazon stuff, it's all me. With merch by Amazon, why do I love this game? Well, it's a game. It's a challenge. I love the challenge of climbing higher and higher and higher. If you ask me, Ryan, what is the one thing? It's the challenge. You know, I want to get to the 100,000 tier, then the 200, then the 300, then wherever it is. It's a game. It's a challenge. It's something that pushes me. And my personality fits in well with, you know, this whole ethos of merch by Amazon. My personality is quite addictive. When I love something, when I enjoy something, I only see that one thing, right? I want to keep pushing forward and forward and forward and be the best at that thing and be the best at what I do. So this is from a standpoint of working on my merch by Amazon as a business, but I see a real opportunity for other people to embrace merch by Amazon because you don't have any startup costs, literally.
Right.
You know, you can work from anywhere in the world, not in the USA, not in London, anywhere, wherever you are. All you need is a phone or a laptop or a computer and internet connection, and there you go. Some design skills, or you can learn or buy designs from a designer, right? So we can impact a lot of people's lives without them having to invest a lot of money to start a business, right? And it's one of the easiest businesses that people can start, to be honest with you, from a capital standpoint. So that's why I want to give more help to people. I mean, I can help people with affiliate marketing and other stuff, but sometimes it takes a lot more out of you. You know, you need to learn how to do SEO. You need to build websites. You need to lots of different things with other stuff. But when it comes, or even FBA, you have to source your products. You have to buy your products. You have to make sure they're great. You have to market them. You have to, you know, start at a lower price to get reviews. Loads of different things. But with merch by Amazon, it's really zero cost starting cost. you know, and
Yep.
it's zero cost opportunity as well, right? You don't have to spend much to get what you want out of it. So that's why I find that it's the easiest thing to appeal to a wide array of people from across the globe, you know, because we
Yep.
have a lot of audience from the Middle East, Africa, you know, a lot of third world countries that are trying to better their lives, and this is one of the best things that those people can do.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think I digressed a little bit on that question, but yeah, I
Preach,
hope.
brother. Preach.
Huh?
Preach,
Dude,
brother. Preach.
seriously, I get really passionate and I don't stop talking. Okay, question from Khalid. Damn. My question is, I already have an Amazon account ads code. Got it last year. Can I sign up with it now or not? Thanks for this great show. I believe you can. If you have, I'm not sure if I'm honest with you. I haven't tried it. But
Maybe
if
it's
you
been
have
sitting here
an
for a
ad
while.
code, try it and see if it works.
I use it before you lose it.
Yeah. If you have a code, see if you can sign up with it. If you can't sign up with it, then contact Amazon advertising services or whatever they call them now. They call themselves now, and see what happens. But I don't use AMS at the moment. I haven't used it for about a year and a half, so I can't really tell you. This is not question from what's this? Hertz. Subscribed and liked and can't wait for our coaching on Saturday. Oh yeah, I probably know who this is. 100%. I know who this is. We were talking this morning. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Do you think that does Retro Sunshine Designs are controlling all the niches? Yes, it is a big niche out there. Yes. Khalid, if you already have the code, oh yeah, this is just the answer to the question. Let's see, trying to find. Can you see the questions there from your end?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, right?
Someone had a good one. Mohammed El Borji. I butchered that at 7:41
Give me the
p.m.
time so I can put it up on the screen.
7:41 p.m.
Oh, that's it's your time. I have a different time, dude. 7:41, did you say? Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I'll copy it and I'll put it in the private chat. Hold on.
No, it's fine. 7:41. Let's see.
It says, "How do you guys do your research?"
How do you guys do your research? Do you want to start?
Sure. And then let's get to Etsy before people start leaving away.
Let's do that. Go on.
Yeah. So I do my research all over. You know, I'll use Amazon. I'll use Google. I have a bunch of niches I'm in, so I try to keep my niche or niches down, and I like to fatten my niches, as some people say. Hey, Eric Rosner's is in here. But you know what? You could go on Pinterest. Pinterest is great to see what's trending and what's going on. People like. I type in it. You could do something as far as just type in on Pinterest or literally anywhere. Funny blank shirt, funny blank sticker, funny blank meme. And you could do that with cute. You could do that with any different types of adjectives or anything. Research around you. You know, I was going to talk about this to my group. You know what? Go around your house. Go around your house, see the things that you've bought or you're interested in. I guarantee you'll come up with 10 different things that you can research. You know, think about the games you used to play as kids. Think about the hobbies you have or your neighbors have or anything. I mean, research is all around you. I mean, you could go into looking at your country's labor board and see what the most popular jobs are. You could go to sites like Holiday Insights and see all the different weird holidays. I mean, the internet is vast. I mean,
there's lots and lots of ways of researching. For me, there are, see, this is the way I approach it. There's lots of ways, but I use the one that I know works best.
Right. And then branch out from there.
For me, works best is I find where the demand is, and I understand what the demand is. I understand the niche. and I try and find a gap in the market so that we don't like digress and we don't lengthen the question, the answer more than what we're supposed to. Really top level stuff. I find where the demand is. I find where people are spending their money. I segment the market like we discussed earlier, right? And I find where the gap in the market is. And I bring in my offering, my value into that market, into that audience that I have already segmented, that I've already understood and learned about, and I know where the opportunity and the gap is. Literally, that's that.
I'll give an even simplified answer to what I said. Amazon and Google. If there's a need in Amazon and it's not being fulfilled, then I'll put it there, or if there's a certain amount of different designs and there's not a simplistic design, then maybe I'll put a simplistic design in there. Or if I find something and Google, using keywords everywhere, great tool, by the way.
Yeah.
If I find something that a lot of people are searching on Google, but it's not on Amazon, I'm going to put it on Amazon because people are searching for it.
They work together. Amazon works with Google. Google works with Amazon. Eventually, they're both huge platforms, right? With a lot of searches per month. So, use them interchangeably. Right. Okay, let's jump onto Etsy, dude.
All right.
Let's jump onto Etsy. So what do you want to start with? Let's dedicate maybe the next 20 minutes. I think we're going to do 2 hours, Jason, if you're still happy.
Maybe we can double our dislikes too. Who knows?
How many dislikes do we have now? Let's see.
Ryan's keeping up with it. So I know we have to have some people on here on Etsy. So what do you want to know about Etsy? Shout out questions about Etsy or Addie. I'll tell you what I want to know.
Give us some questions on Etsy, because we want to know what you guys want to know about.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about Etsy. I love Etsy. Okay, if you want to do this as a business and you want to grow, you want to do more than just put up novelty meme shirts and stuff like that, Etsy is great. Number one, they've spent lots of money investing into it to compete. They'll never compete with Amazon, but they're trying to. And you see that in the United States, we have commercials all over the place now about Etsy. Okay, same thing with eBay. Okay, but if you want to make a business and you're thinking about doing Shopify, you should really think about doing Etsy first, because it's like the middle ground. Okay, you have merch by Amazon, low barrier of entry. You have Shopify, which is the most work. Etsy is a great middle ground, okay, because you get a taste of what it's like to be a business person. You have to worry about fulfillment. You have to worry about customer satisfaction and SEO, and even though they promote your stuff, but you have more control.
Yes.
And because you have more control,
which is your time and your effort, it's a lot more effort to run the shop than merch by Amazon.
And there's a little bit more risk, but that comes with being a business person and owning your own business. And Etsy is great. Sometimes what doesn't sell on Amazon will sell on Etsy. And that's one of the biggest mistakes people have that I coach in Etsy is not Amazon. Okay.
Right.
And they have a 3-strike rule. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. If you mess up 3 times in a certain way, they will ban your IP address. So it doesn't matter what you do, okay? But it's great. Some people shy away from customer service.
Sorry, you mentioned that one thing, which is really important. How can you mess up with Etsy? For the people that don't know, how can they avoid messing up with Etsy?
So Etsy is all about trust, okay? Etsy wants to make sure that the right shop and the right products are reaching the customer, and that the customer gets it in a timely fashion and gets them exactly what they're wanting. Okay, so Etsy keeps track of everything you say to the customer. Etsy keeps, and they have an overall shop score. Okay, and so it depends on your shop being fully optimized and everything filled out, and they want to make sure that the customer gets it, has good photos and everything. So you can mess up by a customer getting something that's not what was described, or the photos not of the product, or it's damaged, or you gave bad customer service, or you did trademark or copyright, you know, you need to be putting your best foot forward and doing everything on the up and up. And one of the biggest things is interacting with the customer.
Right.
And I love interacting with the customer, okay? Because a lot of times the customer will tell me what I need to improve on or what they want to see. But a biggest thing to succeed on Etsy is mock-ups, man. Mock-ups are key to stand out. And also you have to be active. You know, you have to. Etsy has said this many times before in newsletters and promotions and the forums. If you're going to put up 20 designs today and walk away for a month, you're going to get buried. Okay. They want to see you active on the platform. So if you have 20 designs, don't put them all up today. Put one up today and then one up tomorrow, or then, but you want to be constantly involved in your shop, and then they'll put you higher in search. But you don't get many chances to mess up. You know, you've got to be, you're running a business, and Etsy is trying to compete in the market, and they want people who they can trust.
Right. That really answers it. Thank you. Go on. You were continuing, and then I stopped you.
No, it's good. There's things that are different. A lot of people who fail at Etsy try to treat it like Amazon. Okay, right. The SEO is different. Etsy has recently come out and told people they don't want spammy keywords. They want exactly what the customer is going to get. Right. So what I do is I put what's on the shirt. I put who it's for. That it's whether it's a long sleeve or hoodie. I do a lot of hats. They want a simple, short explanation that what the customer is searching for. And so if you're trying to be spammy, like SEO, like you do in Amazon, you're never going to be seen. You know, you need to make sure you have all your photos. You need to make sure you have your description filled out and all the attributes and shop updates and everything. And, you know, they want you to be exact. You know, they bought a new system. They bought an artificial intelligence system, and it's being fed different things. So kind of like Amazon's algorithm, except they'll exclude you. Okay. If you have cat in your listing and your listing has nothing to do with a cat, then the AI system is going to flag that and you're gone.
Wow.
Okay.
They'll exclude that listing from search results. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because guess what? When that's not about a cat design. That's not, you're including something.
They re-index you basically.
Right. They re-index you because that's not what the customer's looking for.
Right.
And they've added some really cool things, you know, which is if Etsy has something in your listing or in your shop that says it's optional to fill out, hint, fill it out.
Right.
Okay. Because the new AI system is plugging in all that stuff. Used to be people could game the system. How would you game the system on Etsy? You would run ads, and you would be able to have 10 designs show up on the first page if you're the only one in the niche. Okay. Or you could relist your listing to refresh it, and you would get this big, huge boost and push you to the front page.
Right.
Well, Etsy's starting to do what Amazon's doing. They were tired of having the customers see the same designs over and over. So they go by an overall shop score. They take your sales history into account, your reviews, how long you've been on the system. Are you optimized in your titles the way they want it? Do you have everything filled out? Do you have enough photos? How many items you have in your shop? Typically, you want to have at least 50 items in your shop to start seeing and becoming what's called relevant in the search. You know, and so, you know, even if you put something up new, you may get a small boost, but you're not going to get as big as boost as if you had everything filled out. And so it's like running a business. You've got to constantly be on top of things.
And it's different from Amazon. You know, you've got to run it as a business. You have to be the face of the brand. And, you know, so, I mean, it depends on how outgoing you are. I mean, I've even seen people doing a video and actually showing it on the front page of their shop, you know, talk about their business, how passionate they are, you know. it's all about engagement. You've got to engage with your customer, right? It's so different. Whereas Merch by Amazon is so much more like, you know, you're in the back of house, right? You're behind the scenes kind of thing. Nobody sees you. Nobody knows who you are. Etsy actually want you to show who you are as the designer, as the owner of the shop. They want you to interact with customers. They want you to provide great, world-class, premium, red carpet customer service, that kind of thing. So once you understand all these things, you will have a great Etsy shop and you'll make some good sales. Now,
If you go to your Etsy store right now and you look at the front page or the first 2-3 pages, and you have a bunch of jumbled things that look differently and everything, you have a problem. You know, you want to make things look uniform, pleasant to the eye. You know, and people look at that, and Etsy looks at that. You know, they don't want somebody that's just going to throw stuff up there, throw spaghetti at the wall. They want somebody who's going to be there and wants to be there. And to do that, you have to be active.
Right. Exactly. And treat it as a real business. If you can't, then get somebody to run it for you, because you can.
And Etsy's seasonal. A lot of times, Etsy's about gifts. So a lot of times, did you pay your bill?
Of course I did. Think.
So Etsy, I see most of my spikes for sales around the holidays, even the crazy holidays like Pi Day or Flag Day and stuff like that. There's a lot of people who are searching for those.
There we go. That's better.
You know, where people shop for everything on Amazon, most people are shopping for gifts or for occasions on Etsy. And the people who shop on Etsy are typically a higher income bracket. So if you're trying to sell $13, $14 shirts on Etsy, you're gonna fail. I'll tell you right now, my designs on Etsy are before shipping are in between $20 and $28 for my shirts, and they sell more than the prices that I sell my Amazon shirts for. Plain and simple.
Awesome, my man. Awesome. Question from Merch Public School, Mr. Farsan Samir. Are you designing differently than what you do for merch to accommodate for that seemingly different Etsy audience? Or are your designs the same? So do you take, in a nutshell, do you take a high selling or top selling design from Merch by Amazon and put it on Etsy, or do you design differently?
Yes and no. So it depends on the type of store you have. So I have a couple stores. I don't sell the same products. One store, well, actually two of the stores I do. So one, I have a niche store. It's all about the same niche. Okay. Right. And with that, I'm focused on what the niche wants. So if I have some Merch by Amazon designs that are in that niche, I put them in there. Okay. Other than that, I have a generalized store, which I kind of use as my test store. Okay. And I'll put a variety of different things there, because with my niche store, I'm trying to build a following. Okay. I'm trying to build a customer list and focused a fan page on it and Facebook and everything to drive traffic to it, to build a buzz. Okay. And so when I do that, I'll get more sales. Okay. Now, my general store, most of my traction isn't coming from people coming in Etsy. It's coming from Google. And so I don't put just anything in there. I don't put a lot of my just text-based shirts in there and stuff like that. If I have a nurse shirt, I want it to be kind of pleasant to the eye and stuff like that. But I'll tell you right now, you know, I have shirts on Etsy that I have on Merch by Amazon that haven't sold on Merch by Amazon, but that have sold for $25 to $28 on Etsy.
Right.
So it all depends. I used to put, when I first did Etsy and learning it, I put up everything. Not only is it expensive as hell, but I started seeing, you know, a lot of these text-based designs, and I'm not saying not to do text-based designs, but a lot of these text-based designs that were just throwing at the wall and stuff, nobody's going to buy. Etsy is used to, customers at Etsy are used to buying handmade things. So they want to see something that resonates with them and that a real person took time in. If you're doing Comic Sans font that says "I love llamas," it's not going to sell. Okay?
Exactly.
You know, you have people, most of the people going there are buying for somebody else. And most of them are female, but I'll tell you what, here's a little nugget for you, okay? I hear a lot of people out there coaching people on Etsy saying, put up female designs, put up female designs. I will tell you a vast number of my customer base and all of my stores are females, but buying for males.
Husband or dad or
kids or dad, right? Because
I had a custom order earlier, and I do a lot of custom orders. I had a custom order earlier. Someone is buying a T-shirt for their son who's turning 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "I really, really need it. What can you do? I really need it by the 3rd of October." I'm like, "Sorry, madam, I cannot accommodate you because I know principle. Even if I do next day, not next day shipping, like the express shipping, 1 to 3 days, it probably will not reach them by that time. I don't want to take the risk." So I was like, hands up. I don't think I can promise you or guarantee that it will get there. However, I could sell you the artwork. So
I've done that.
I designed the artwork. It was actually their idea. They were like, "Can you sell me the artwork?" Yeah, no problem. I charged $15 for the artwork, paid straight away because I took time to design it. Well, actually, it didn't take time. I just slapped a few bits and pieces, changed it a little bit. Took me what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right? $15. There you go. And I uploaded it as a brand new listing. It cost me 20 cents, right? And it cost me 20 cents, and I uploaded it as a digital download.
Easy. I have a customer right now that's been one of my return customers. They shop for me all the time. I mean, not like every day, but multiple times a year. And the reason being is I couldn't accommodate them. But what I did is they told me where they lived, and I told them, let me see what I can do. And I called Printful and I tried the different area. I chatted with Printful and tried different areas, and I couldn't do it. But you know what? I found out where they lived, and I called around in different places where they lived and said, hey, can you do this in this time frame for this person? And although I couldn't accommodate them, I found somebody who could. And because I helped them do that, they were floored that not only would I do something like that, but that I sent them away from my business to accommodate them. And they've come back because of that reason.
Yes, they will. Because they do appreciate your time, your effort, your energy. And most of them are so nice. They're a pleasure to speak to. You know, they're awesome, man. They're awesome. And they pay the good money. Now, question, niches, niche versus general store. Question from Jim Walden.
All right.
Sorry, I spelled your name wrong.
If you have or plan on building a following, niche store. If you are just you don't have a following and you're not doing tons of social media and everything, general store. Now there's going to be tons of people that are going to dislike this or argue with me, but here's the difference is if you have a niche store, okay, let's say you have a leprechaun store, okay, well, guess what? The only people who are going to be searching for you are people who are looking for a leprechaun store. And guess what? They're going to come to you most of the time. Some people are going to look through Etsy search. Most of your traffic is going to come from Google and outside sources. So guess what? They're going to maybe click on one of your designs or look at another design. They're not going to look at 5, 6, 7 unless they're a follower and somebody you brought in that's specifically what they're looking for. So if you have a general store, okay, and you're not doing much traffic, driving traffic, you have more chances for more eyes to see you. And that's something I've noticed. You know, I tried just doing a niche store to begin with, and I had a passionate niche, but I wasn't working on driving traffic and making myself known. And I would have sales here and there, but my general store would outpace it. So, and you can do a generalized niche store. Let's say you have a substitute. Let's say you're a teacher store. Okay. Well, guess what? You could sub niche that out to principal, substitute teacher, gym teacher, and stuff like that. So you can have a generalized niche store too. So there's a third option. Okay. But if you're driving traffic and you're trying to build a following, niche. If not, I would do general. But that's my opinion, and that's how I do things.
For me, I would start a general store to see if I'm trying to find out which niche works well, right? You could start a general store, trying different things, right? Put a few designs here and there and see what sticks. See what your audience is attracted to, what they like. So if you suddenly start selling teachers t-shirts or apparel, whatever, right? You might open a new store for teachers. You know what I mean? And if your audience are liking more your dog's stuff, then you open a dog's niche store. So if you don't know what you're going to get into, general store. If you have an idea about which niche you're going to attack and you're fully confident, then start with that niche store. That's what I would say.
And see,
you have your accounts ready for obviously Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, all of those things.
And here's the great thing right here. This proves my point right here. We're both passionate people, both want to help people, and we have different ways of doing things. And so what may work for me may resonate with some people, and what may work for you may resonate people. That's why I tell people that I have no hate or dislike against anybody in any other group, because guess what? We all have something that may resonate with somebody.
Yeah, and we have a goal to accomplish, and it is a common goal, which is building this community and helping other people succeed. But not because we want to do it for financial gain, but because we truly want to help people, because it makes us happy, right?
I will tell you one thing. If you have a niche store and that's something you want to do, you need to dive into that. And I'm going to tell you what, don't just sell shirts. Okay. Look what resonates with that niche. Okay. And find out and do necklaces, do mugs, you know what I'm saying? Do leggings, I'm at a little bit of advantage, and the reason why I do a niche store and also a general store is I work in the medical field, and I work at a very big trauma hospital. Okay.
Right.
And so I have the biggest conglomerate of women known. I have marketing right there. Hey, what would you buy? What price would you buy this? What are you going online doing this? I'll stop and ask doctors, nurses, housekeepers, everybody,
Right.
And I sell leggings. I'll tell you, I am a Southern bald white man, okay, that has no business selling women's leggings. And I'll tell you what, because of what I found out by talking to people, I do well selling leggings. So you need to, if you're going to have a niche or you're going to do something, especially on Etsy, don't just sell one product, because guess what? If they're looking for if they like a saying on your shirt, then maybe they might like it on the necklace, or a pendant or a tumbler or something like that. So that's just something to think about. But each niche also might like different products. Like, I don't think many teachers are looking for alcohol tumblers.
Right.
It doesn't fit with the overall feel of the niche.
Yeah, that's right. Question: ads or no ads on Etsy? Now that they have changed their ads completely, what's your take on it? Ads or no ads? And is it better now? Is it not better now? What's your take on ads now?
Previously, I tried to do the Google ads thing, and I never saw any traction. It just wasted them through my budget. But what I would do with ads before, with Etsy ads, is the things that were being viewed at by a lot of people or people were searching for, I would put ads on those. And besides that, I would just let traction, organic traffic go to it. But with the new thing, I've seen pluses and minuses with it. I've seen it drive through my budget because you have no control over the cost per click anymore. You have no control over, okay, I want this amount go to this one. I want this amount go to this one. And
they just show whatever they want to show, really, at whatever pace, whatever budget. You have absolutely no control.
I've turned mine off. I told you I'm going to be honest with people. I've turned mine off, and here's the reason being: is back in the day, Google ads, Google shopping ads were the bomb. But when they took away your ability to control your cost per click, people were going through their budgets, ad spend like crazy. Well, guess what? Now that they've combined Etsy ads with Google shopping ads, yes, you're getting more views and tractions, but it's almost the same thing, man. Some days it was really, really good when I was testing it, and they spent my budget very awesome. I was like, this is great. And then other days I would look at it and it was gone. And I'm like, what happened?
Right.
So if you have the money to spend on marketing, do it. If you don't have the budget to lose for marketing, don't do it.
Right. And experiment, see what works for you. So Jason does not do ads on Etsy. I do ads on Etsy, right? And
I did. I've recently shut them off.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we're talking about now. For me, I kept them on. I was like, okay, I'm going to experiment. I'm not losing money with them, so I'm going to keep them on. If I start losing money and I see that it's not working, or I'm not getting orders through ads, or my ROI is not positive, then I'm going to shut them off. But my ROI now is positive, so I'm going to keep them on and keep experimenting. That's the only way, right? And again, you know, it works for me, and what you do works for you. So at the end of the day, guys, try what works for you. Listen to what we have to say and try different things.
Test it.
You know, you have, what's the worst that can happen? This is always a question that I ask myself. What is the worst that can happen if I do this or that? Nothing really. It's just
what I do today, I may not do tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And then as long as something is working, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep perfecting it. If it stops working, I'm going to look for something else that works better.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
If anybody has any more questions about Etsy or just questions in general, shoot them out, because we're going over 2 hours.
We're about to wrap it up. This is a marathon, isn't it?
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
I love helping people, man. I could do this all night.
Amazing, man. Amazing.
I did an interview with Fernando Sesteda and another Fernando. I'm forgetting his last name. I forgot. But he's a designer, has done some great things for Target and everything.
Yeah.
And we had almost a 3.5 hour, and we had like close to 50, 60 people. And we were just, we were talking about being dads. We were talking about Amazon entrepreneurship. I mean, I love it. I love it.
Brilliant, man. Fantastic. Well, it doesn't look like we've got any more questions, man.
All right.
So yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here. So any few last words that you want to wrap up with?
Nah, man. The best advice I can give people is take what you read, what you hear from other people. Take what you want to take. There's some good information. There's some bad information out there. Apply it, and keep learning. The best thing you can do is have a great mindset. Okay.
Right. That's the foundation.
Right. Be learning. And the most important thing besides mindset is take action. If you don't put something up there, you don't put yourself out there, you have to be able to put yourself out there and be vulnerable to failure. Otherwise, you'll never succeed. So
and accept failure and accept that it is part of the process, part of the learning process. If you don't accept failure, you will never succeed, because we have failed, you have failed, everybody that is successful now has failed. All these big millionaires, billionaires, businessmen have failed at one point in their life, but they got back up, right? And they never gave up, and they said, tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is going to be a better day. Always have that optimism, that enthusiasm that tomorrow is going to be a much better day, and have that hope and keep faith, and God bless all.
Take action.
And take action, my man. All right, we're going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for being part of the show for over 2 hours. We've kept you guys listening to us. That's awesome. Go check out Jason's Facebook group, Print on Demand Mafia. He's got an amazing group going on. His YouTube channel, what's your YouTube channel, dude?
The YouTube channel is Print on Demand Mafia. Also, it's kind of been lagging because of my medical issues, but I'm gonna be trying to get back on it as soon as I get over what I'm going through.
Cool. Well, when you send me the link, and I'm gonna put it in the description down below. And yeah, check out my groups, guys. Who is listening probably knows what my groups are. Merch by Amazon Ninja, Arabic and English. Merch by Amazon Maroc, and another one in Arabic. So I have 4 groups altogether. Obviously, keep coming back to check, you know, the YouTube stuff. There's always something new. And yeah, so lovely to have you guys on, and we'll see you soon. See you on the next one. Take care, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.